Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. Today is the 28th of June 2026. We're fast approaching July, so I thought we'd just do short video for July and August for every ascendant and also moon sign, because it's good to read your chart from the moon sign just to see how the transit feel. So I'm going to just go through the transits so we can actually have a look at them. Let's just have a look at the chart for this period. Excuse me. Okay, as you can see, obviously Saturn has been in Pisces for a while and will carry on being there for a period of time still. But it will actually go retrograde on the 27th of July. And we'll also have got Jupiter, which is again going to be in Cancer for a while. So Saturn has, for all of us, has an impact on Taurus, has an impact on Virgo, and also on Sagittarius. So, as well as obviously, rules Capricorn and Aquarius too. So, very important planet. We put effort into where the third aspect is. The seventh aspect is highly respectful, and where we have all our honor and commitment, loyalties. And 10th from it is obviously how it's projected onto the world. Excuse me, I'm just going to cough. Excuse me. Then we have Jupiter. Jupiter rules obviously Sagittarius and Pisces, and it's going to be aspect in Pisces, aspect in Saturn, which is great because excuse me, Pisces is a sign of spirituality and letting go of just mundane things that are not true, really. They're just like we are in a material world. It's letting go of all those kind of things and seeing the bigger picture. So by both these two planets having an impact on Pisces, it's very important. I'm sure on the hashtags you've seen the Great Awakening, that people are waking up, people are just seeing that things are not as they seem, all that kind of stuff. So Pisces, by the nature of Jupiter aspect in it, is being protected. So that's a very, very good sign. It also rules, as I said, Sag and Pisces, but it's having three aspects, just like Saturn. So it's aspect in Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces, as we mentioned. So having a massive impact on those, and also Cancer. And actually, if you look at the beginning of the month, it's on the degree that is the most kind of, well, that's the degree, 5 degrees when it's exalted. But it's an exaltation sign. So Jupiter is pretty strong. And then we have the nodes. So nodes are going to be for a while still in Aquarius for Rahu, which is co-rules it with Saturn. So that's great. Rahu rules technology, new things, and all kind of, I would say, kind of rules people who are not kind of different species, who are not particularly human, high dimensional, other dimensions, outer dimensions, those sort of people too, which disclosure about that's coming out. It's also rules AI. So new, particularly in Shatabisha, it's all to do with here 1,000 or 100 healers, as they say. So it's like by the time it comes out of there and goes into Capricorn, that there's going to be new modalities coming out for health and healing. So things are going to really move forward after that, this transit. For K2 is obviously in Leo. Leo is a sign of celebrities, famous people, royalty, big leaders, things like that. And by the nature of that being there in Leo, we know that it's actually, as we have seen, many of the Hollywood greats have passed away. You can just have a look. Just has been so many people. I mean, a lot of them have been very, very old anyway. But just, yeah. So there's loads of people passing away. Lots of changes going on, and also what it does is Sun will be there with it on the 18th. So I think there's going to be maybe in August 18th August. So I think there could be like a major passing away of a royalty or a very sort of significant figure in the world of politics or influence, basically. So that's happening with the nodes. So actually, Rahu is also aspecting Gemini from where it is, and it's also aspecting Libra. And K2 is aspecting the Aries and also Sagittarius. So this has been going on for a while anyway, and I have actually done a video about Sagittarius. You know, it's such an important sign for the remainder of this year. And you'll also see that Mercury will retrograde back to Gemini, and where the Sun is at the moment, and it's again going to have an impact on Sagittarius. So lots going on there. But all the personal planets, one by one, they're coming through, and we'll see them going on to Virgo by the time we finish August. So just wanted to say that Venus is not in a good condition. Venus being obviously the most important feminine planet for everyone. It's in Cancer, which is unfriendly towards, doesn't like being with Jupiter for one thing, doesn't like the moon, so they don't. Venus doesn't like Cancer, but moon likes Venus's sign. It's kind of odd, but anyway. But then it goes into Leo, which are enemies. Sun is enemy to Venus and Venus to the Sun. And then it goes into its debilitation sign, even though it's only really debilitated at 28 degrees. But nonetheless, it's a sign that is like really is a critical, it's digests and dissects everything. And, there's like a post-mortem goes on in that sign. So it's not really in keeping with what Venus is all about. So anyway, this is like an overview of that's going on. For me, the things that really stand out is that obviously Mercury goes retrograde and Saturn goes retrograde. And also the other thing that's interesting to know as well, for me, I think one of the signs that's quite troubling to Mars is Gemini. Mars in Gemini is quite a difficult one, so I would imagine we're going to have like some crazy times because of that happening during this period, and in 3rd of August. So it's just very, very interesting time to watch it. Not only does it go into Gemini, but also we have 2 eclipses happening, but which are, the first one is more really the solar eclipse happening on 12th of August. It's really more to do with, you can see more on the zodiac, tropical zodiac. But definitely we have the 28th of August as well, where we have the partial lunar eclipse occurring in Aquarius. So it's like really interesting time going on there. So these for me really stand out. But anyway, let's just walk through and just see what we can see from this this period for the ascendant. So, hello, how are you? I hope you're well. This video is for Sagittarius Moon or Sagittarius Ascendant for July and August 2026 using a sidereal zodiac. How are things with you guys? I hope you're good. Okay, so just going to use the chart. It just gives me some direction. Right, I'm just going to go through the key points, key dates really. So let's start with the 5th actually. Let's go to the 5th of July. And so what happens then is Venus goes to Leo. For you guys, basically Venus is not a great planet, so it rules what is 6th and the 11th house, and it's gone into basically 9th house. So it could be like, and because obviously 8th and 9th house is end of some kind of educational thing for some people. It's also 12th house is ending and new chapters starting. But it's also could be that there is some form of change because Venus rules your 6th house, and it's sitting with K2 kind of ends things, which is could be what you were looking for, really, some energy behind that to end, bring something to fruition in that sense. So that's Venus, not in a good condition though. Venus has been weak since it's been in Cancer, and also then it's going to be going in Virgo, because even though it's friend with Mercury, it's debilitation sign for it. I mean, debilitation degree, but all the same, Venus doesn't like the fact that Virgo is all about detail and getting all the I's dotted and all the T's crossed. Is not really Venus's thing. So anyway, that's that one. And then on the 7th, Mercury retrogrades back into your 7th house. So the 7th and 10th house ruler goes back in the 7th house. So for you guys, you have Sun and Mercury, two friends, good friends, 9th and 7th and 10th house ruler all together. This is pretty good for you guys. It's you know, I mean, I know Mercury is retrograde, and so but it could be quite good for your work. You know, it could be some opportunities. 9th house brings opportunities to the table, so that is not to be discounted. So that's pretty good. And then we have the next date I will look at is 14th of July. 14th of July. Well, even though I have to go back a few. No, it's changing the ascendant. Let's try it again, see what happens. Let's just go. Okay, it's going to change the ascendant, but basically, oh my goodness, there we go. So can I change just the ascendant? No. Okay, so we're going to have to just pretend the ascendant still is in Sag. So for you guys, what's happening is okay, so there's a new moon occurring in your seventh house. So where you have like eighth, ninth, and 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th house rulers all together in your 7th house. So obviously a lot going on around relationships, other people, work, your opportunities and luck, and high wisdom, education, learning, and changes. There's some transformation coming up with all of those things. So it could be a job changing, it could be like some form of education you start. So all change. There's all sorts of change happening for you at a big level. And you'll be wondering, and you know, like, or you want to make some changes. So it's like time to plan, because Mercury is retrograde, and when the moon is so new, you also want to plan really well. So it's time to get planning. Okay, let's go now to what would be the 17th. 17th, Sun goes into, let's go to the right. Sun goes into Cancer. So this is like your 9th house ruler in the 8th house. So end of education, some form of educational thing. And Jupiter is there. Jupiter is 1st and 4th house ruler in the 8th house. So for you guys, there has been like a house move, house or home move, or change of car, or redecoration of your home, or something is happening anyway, because Saturn, 3rd house ruler, is in the 4th house, and Jupiter is also in the house, you know, 4th house ruler. The dispositor of Saturn is also in the 8th house. So there's some form of change coming. So yeah, that's it's a given really. At some point before the nodes change as well, I think I can see that will happen. Then we have so with that, actually, with the Sun being in Cancer, both Sun and Jupiter are in really good condition. This is a friendly sign to them, so they do very well together in that sign. And the next thing will be on the 24th, when we have Mercury going direct, which makes all those things that you put into plan, you can actually action them now. And with the new moon and Mercury being retrograde, I mean. And then we have Saturn goes retrograde on the 27th. And so Saturn retrograde, I do quite like it actually, because I think it's so much more passive. So you have a few months of really thinking about moving as well, moving if you want to. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze. So yeah, so there's going to be obviously changes. You're thinking about what kind of plan, what money you want to put aside or borrow, stuff like that. So those are definitely things that you can think about while Saturn is retrograde. And then we finish on the 30th, which will be the last day of that's important. We have a full moon occurring in your second house of money. So changes to your money situation, could be some sort of lucky thing happen. And this is really nice because both sun and, sun is strong there, Jupiter's strong, but moon is also aspecting own sign, making it very strong. Obviously, moon is not happy in Capricorn. It's such a heavy sign, isn't it? But now let's go to the 2nd of August. Okay, so what happens then? Venus goes into what would be your 10th house. So 6th house ruler in the 10th house. So it just means that you're working really, really hard during this time. But wherever Venus is, we do enjoy it. So there could be lovely people that you're working with that they're helping you as well. So it's not really all bad. And then we have on the 3rd, Mars goes into Gemini. Oh, I've already done that. So what happens with this one is basically your 5th house and 12th house really goes into your 7th house. So you have a situation where Mars is not happy in Gemini, doesn't get on with Mercury. So it's a little bit difficult. So we have to be careful because it's house of speech and communication and friends. So we don't want to upset anybody by just being too direct, which is something that Mars can do. However, it could just be that you want to be out and about with other people and doing nice kind of friendly things, Gemini things as well. So it could be energy putting in there, doing more sort of sports, and also you could be more like if you want to be in, you might have decided that I'm just not having this. I don't want to be single anymore, and you really kind of make a point of going out and be out in the world a bit more, which is, not bad either. So putting the energy into the right sort of use. And then on the 6th of the month, Mercury goes into Cancer. So now it's better because Mars, although it doesn't like to be in Gemini, but it's on its own. So, and now Mercury is an enemy sign, but Sun does help it, but doesn't like to be with Jupiter. So it's although this is going to be quite short, Mercury moves out very quickly and goes into Leo. So now we have stellium of planets. So obviously, there's changes coming, changes to your maybe status, changes to your job, all kinds of things could be happening. And then the next thing, even though it doesn't really show on my we have on the 12th, on mine just looks like a new moon occurring in Astrology and Cancer. But because I use mean nodes, but basically you can see it better in tropical zodiac. There is actually what happens there. There's a solar eclipse occurring on the 12th. And so for you guys, it's happening really in your 8th house of changes, massive changes happening for you. So it could be really good time. But it's just everything that's been stagnant is going to be just having to move. And then we have, after that, on the 18th, Sun moves and goes into own sign. Here we go. So it says 17th. Goodness. Maybe it is the 17th. But anyway, I've written 18th. So now what happens is with the sun being in own sign, is nice and strong. and but it's with K2. So K2 is going to take the ego away from the sun. So this is a much more sort of grounded sun, you know, and so its power is not just to be showing off, if you like. So that's quite nice. And for you guys, it rules your ninth house. So nice and strong. Those of you, you know, make sure that you can see your father during this time, because sun is the indicator of father, significator, and it's also, this is ninth house, is father or father figure, and it could also be your teachers too. You could also be that you actually finish some of your studies. You know, K2 with the sun there in the ninth house. Then we have the next date, I think, is of significance, 23rd of August. So 23rd of August, we have Mercury in Leo. That really helps Mercury being in there with friendly sign, two friendly planet to Mercury. So Mercury is actually in much better situation now. For you, it's a very important planet. So 7th and 9th rulers gone into the 9th house. So yeah, it's very important. Gives you really nice kind of yogas as well. And so then we finish the month, really. The last date that I think is very important is on the 28th of the month, which is, we're going to have like a partial lunar eclipse. Let's get it. There we go. Yeah. So now what's happening is, this is for you happening in your 3rd house and 9th house axis. So you have the ruler of your 7th and 10th house, Mercury, 9th house ruler, the Sun, K2, which rules your 12th house of letting go of something and some ending. And then we have Moon and Rahu. Rahu rules the 3rd house anyway, and Moon rules for you the house of 8th house. So changes, some endings. So whether or not you move home, you change car, you go traveling, something like that could be going on. But there's definitely going to be some form of unveiling of something that happens after this eclipse. Things become much more clear for you. Something comes through that, you know, maybe you weren't expecting. So anyway, that's it. Have a great couple of months, and I see you soon.